Guilty. Guilty. He felt guilty for not helping the homeless. The jury found the suspect guilty. She was found guilty of tax fraud.
Hang. Hang. I'm going to hang the curtains tomorrow. I hung my coat on the hook. They hanged the criminal for his crimes.
Happiness. Happiness. She was filled with happiness when she found out she was accepted to college. He found happiness in his new job. Happiness is a state of mind.
Hardly. Hardly. I can hardly see in this darkness. He hardly ever goes out. I hardly ever watch TV.
Hate. Hate. She hates cucumbers. I hate running. He hates the taste of coffee.
Headline. Headline. The headline of the article was New Study Finds Climate Change Impacts Unprecedented. The local newspaper's headline read Small Town Celebrates 200 Years. The headline of the magazine was The Benefits of Eating Organic.
Heating. Heating. The heating system in our house is broken. We need to turn on the heating. The heating in the room was too high.
Heavily. Heavily. It was raining heavily outside. She was breathing heavily after running. He was heavily criticized for his comments.
Helicopter. Helicopter. The helicopter flew over the city. The helicopter landed on the roof. The helicopter was used to transport medical supplies.
Highlight. Highlight. He highlighted the important parts of the article. The highlight of the evening was the dessert. The highlight of the show was the fireworks display.
Highly. Highly. He was highly qualified for the job. The book was highly praised. She is highly respected in her field.
Historic. Historic. The building was a historic landmark. The city is full of historic sites. The event was a historic moment.
Historical. Historical. The historical novel was about the Civil War. The museum had a historical collection. The movie was based on a historical event.
Honest. Honest. She is an honest person. He was always honest with her. He told her an honest answer.
Horrible. Horrible. The traffic was horrible. The movie was horrible. His attitude was horrible.
Horror. Horror. The horror movie scared her. She was filled with horror as she watched. His expression was one of horror.
Host. Host. She was the host of the party. He was the host of the show. She was the host of the event.
Hurricane. Hurricane. The hurricane caused a lot of damage. The hurricane was very powerful. The hurricane caused flooding in the area.
Hurry. Hurry. We need to hurry. We should hurry. We have to hurry.
Identity. Identity. He was trying to find his identity. She was trying to protect her identity. He was trying to discover his true identity.
Ignore. Ignore. He ignored her. She ignored him. They ignored the warnings.
Illegal. Illegal. It is illegal to steal. The drug is illegal. The activity was illegal.
Imaginary. Imaginary. She had an imaginary friend. He had an imaginary world. She had an imaginary pet.
Immediate. Immediate. We need an immediate response. We need an immediate solution. We need an immediate decision.
Immigrant. Immigrant. He was an immigrant. She was an immigrant. They were immigrants.
Impact. Impact. The decision had an impact on everyone. The storm had an impact on the city. The virus had an impact on the economy.
Import. Import. The country imports a lot of goods. We should import more goods. The company imports raw materials.
Importance. Importance. It is important to be on time. The importance of education cannot be overstated. The importance of communication cannot be underestimated.
Impression. Impression. He made a good impression. She made a lasting impression. The movie left a lasting impression.
Impressive. Impressive. The performance was impressive. The painting was impressive. The architecture was impressive.
Improvement. Improvement. There has been an improvement in the economy. We need to make some improvements. She made an improvement in her grades.
Incredibly. Incredibly. The meal was incredibly delicious. He was incredibly talented. She was incredibly smart.
Indeed. Indeed. The meal was indeed delicious. He was indeed talented. She was indeed smart.
Indicate. Indicate. The results indicate that the experiment was a success. The results indicate that the drug is effective. The results indicate that the theory is correct.
Indirect. Indirect. The cause was indirect. The relationship was indirect. The effect was indirect.
Indoor. Indoor. The event was an indoor event. He liked to play indoor sports. She liked to do indoor activities.
Indoors. Indoors. The party was held indoors. He stayed indoors all day. She stayed indoors during the storm.
Influence. Influence. The movie had a big influence on her. His music had an influence on the culture. Her art had an influence on the world.
Ingredient. Ingredient. Salt is an ingredient in the recipe. Flour is an ingredient in the cake. Butter is an ingredient in the cookies.
Injure. Injure. She injured her leg. He injured his arm. They injured their backs.
Injured. Injured. She was injured in the accident. He was injured in the explosion. They were injured in the crash.
Innocent. Innocent. He is an innocent man. She is an innocent child. They are innocent victims.
Intelligence. Intelligence. She had a high intelligence. He was very intelligent. She was very intelligent.
Intend. Intend. She intended to go to the beach. He intended to help her. They intended to do the right thing.
Intention. Intention. His intention was to help her. Her intention was to do the right thing. Their intention was to make a change.
Invest. Invest. He invested in stocks. She invested in bonds. They invested in real estate.
Investigate. Investigate. The police are investigating the crime. They are investigating the cause of the accident. They are investigating the incident.
Involved. Involved. He was involved in the project. She was involved in the organization. They were involved in the protest.
Iron. Iron. He ironed his shirt. She ironed the curtains. They ironed the tablecloth.